You should just wave to all the people, like the
Gawking.
We're back. Were we filming that? That's awesome. The beer guy is back, and this time he's with the taco mayor, Heff.
This show is called Beercentrics.
It's a beer lifestyle show.
It's a show about beer. It's a show about travel. It's a show about other things that beer people like.
All kinds of things, fun things.
So
sports.
Come with us as
food.
we go to different cities, different neighborhoods.
We're coming to your neighborhood, baby. We're coming. We're bringing the party.
And check out what they have to offer for beer, but also other things. We are here at Druid Hill Disc Golf Course with Mike Correnti, Innova ambassador for Baltimore. And Mike, first things first, this is a beer show, and you look entirely too skinny to be on camera next to me. So Rob has a beer for you.
So we have this beer just for you. This is Peabody Heights Skip Base, which was actually brewed for Druid Hill Park. Mike's part of Baltimore Disc Golf. He's going to tell us how much good buying this beer is going to do.
Well, I guess we should try it, right?
Pop
yeah,
it.
come on.
It's a beer show.
I'm thirsty. We've been out here doing white balances for 2 hours.
That's really good.
You like it?
Yeah, I've had it before, but it's still really good. So yeah, guys, this beer, it benefits Baltimore Disc Golf Inc. You know, we have 3 courses here on the property. There's a lot of maintenance that goes into maintaining these courses. So stuff like this helps us raise money for the course and keep it all well maintained and, you know, have everyone have a good time out here.
The two things go hand in hand so well, disc golf and beer.
Yeah.
I mean, this is something that people should be looking at doing nationwide.
Yeah.
You were telling us earlier that they're actually looking into making a couple more courses here.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of funds that need to be raised for that because we're going to have a professional course designer come out and do that. But it could cost anywhere up to 40 grand to build that disc golf course and do it the correct way or more.
That's
so.
really cool.
But it's really good for the community because, I mean, it brings up people out here. There's
and I think that's
all kinds of people around.
I think that's the best thing about disc golf in general is, I mean, obviously the sport itself is really fun. It's super fun to compete, super fun to play in tournaments. But I think the coolest thing that this course has done for the city of Baltimore is it's reduced crime in the area drastically because this park did not used to be good. This was built in the 80s, so I think 86 was the first year.
Okay.
As a club, we've pulled out over like 3,000 or 4,000 pounds of trash out of Druid Hill Park.
Right.
We're working with the Parks and Recs, but they did fund this entire course.
Right.
And then, you know, we've done a couple fundraisers for the club. The club is so cool because the club actually put together their own money, bought all the orange baskets that you can see around, and then my wife and I ran a fundraiser and replaced all the purples baskets for a daughter we lost. So it's there's just awesome stuff. And I mean, to me, the coolest thing is we all just sort of like pitch in and help each other out, and it's way more about the camaraderie and the community of disc golf.
The putting league, we should talk about that as well, is at Peabody Heights, the brewery.
This fall, it looks like we're going to start a putting league there on Wednesday nights. And that's going to go through the winter, so people can come out, have a couple beers at Peabody. Another version of this beer will be done, or at least
that's sold out, isn't it?
Yeah, this beer is gone. But that's what we were just talking about with the disc golf.
It's delicious. Give me a sip of that.
The thing about the disc
good.
golf thing, that community is similar to the craft beer community, right?
Yeah.
Because everybody, like, these breweries go into areas, they help revive areas. It's the same. It's really the same mentality that happens.
The mentality of full community involvement and engaging with the betterment of the neighborhood is identical.
We ran a tournament here this year in the beginning of the year.
I would
Actually,
say
Whitey sponsored
stores,
and Peabody did as well. We raised over $7,000 for Johns Hopkins Hospital.
That's
in the
fantastic.
community. Yeah, and that, you know, that's really cool because it went all to help families cope with child loss, and it's something that's unfortunate, but you know, and really hard to deal with. But charity tournament, everybody showed in force. It was the first tournament I had ever run.
Right.
And the community totally had my back. It was a great day. These guys sponsored it. It was super fun tournament.
This course is unique and one that I think people travel for because of its uniqueness. And so give us a little bit of the stats and the history.
Yeah, so the course was built in 1986. It's a relatively short technical course, but we have 4 layouts that are possible on the main legacy course. You can play the short tee pad to the short baskets, which is now called Maggie's Run, and Rich and Norm were super cool. They let us rename it after our daughter, which was
pretty awesome.
It was amazing.
Rich
so all
is a
these
great guy. Those guys
those guys are awesome. all the purple baskets are Maggie's baskets, and then all the orange baskets are the money that the club personally put up all the dollars for 18 new baskets. Actually 21 because we have practice baskets as well.
And that's pretty rare as well, to have a course
super rare.
where the club that runs the course is able to engage their members to such an extent that there's the equipment out here is all some of the best baskets you can see at a course.
All the tee signs are brand new. This was all just an effort from the whole club. We have an all 18-hole wooded course, which is called Forest Drive.
Which is pretty rare as well.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
Just in the woods.
Yeah, 18 just in the woods, 18 park style course, and then we have 18 across the streets. We have what is that, 52? I'm awesome at math. we have 52 unique holes of disc golf here, and they're not like playing to the same baskets. We have that many baskets because there's 2 per hole on this course.
Right, I mean that's one of the
plus
things
18 back there and 18 across the street. It's a lot of baskets.
When you walk onto the first tee pad, it's just a sea of baskets. There's baskets in every direction. It's intimidating for me. I don't know where the hell
signage
the ball.
really needed to be updated because it was like, wait a minute.
At least they're color coded.
Where do we play?
The old school,
right?
Like, aluminum. You'd be like, where the hell do I throw now?
Yeah, it's 54 holes right now, and then there's going to be potentially an additional 18 designed by world-class designer. And I mean, is there anywhere else in the country that has that?
Yeah, so Emporia, Kansas has got some, but I mean, it is.
Look who's here, Eddie O'Keefe from Peabody Heights.
How's it going?
He knew we were thirsty, so he brought me a skip base. What's happening? Pop those babies open, baby. Let's go.
All right, so basically it's going to be the only place on the East Coast that has this level of
yeah, I mean, you know, there are places in the country that have it, but this is like, there's nothing in the area with as many holes in one concentrated. I mean, it is super cool.
So if you're going to come to town, you're going to come to Baltimore to check out Peabody Heights or check out one of the other breweries in Baltimore, you should take in at least a round at Druid Hill.
You're so close to Hamden here and Peabody.
You're close to one of the coolest neighborhoods in Baltimore, where there's also a couple breweries. And Eddie, why don't you go ahead and tell us about the beer?
Yeah, this is what I'm curious about.
Absolutely. So this is the Skip Ace IPA. It's about 6.5%, probably about 40, 50 IBUs. I think we did Citra, Simcoe, a little bit of Zaka in there as well. So it's nice and bright. Got a nice little pininess, citrusness.
So
it's got great tropical fruit notes. It finishes very nicely dry. Like for how balanced it is for an IPA, a 6.5 IPA. The finish is dry in a way that you don't get that cloying, like the hops sticking to the back of your palate, which I hate on drier IPAs.
The first 180 cases sold out probably maybe like a week or so. We tapped all the kegs over at the...
yeah, we killed the kegs at Putting.
They were gone in like an hour.
Yeah.
There is one keg getting sent to Max's Tap House.
Well, yeah,
nice.
because you don't make a beer in Baltimore without
sending
at least a keg to Max's.
That's cool. Half or 6.
If you want to continue to make beer in the city of Baltimore.
For, I think, Hop Festival or something like that.
Rob knows I have a kegerator at the house. I tried to get him to get me a keg of Skip Ace. He says, I don't think we're going to be able to get you a half
dice. No dice.
Shut down.
Yeah.
We were like, get out of here.
I was like, come on. I was like, fine, I guess I'll take something else.
The idea behind this beer was we wanted people to have it on the course.
Yeah, I get it.
In their bag and walk around with it, so we didn't want to do a lot of kegs of it.
Tell us about the can art.
Yeah, what went into that?
Yeah, absolutely. So we work with the same designer that we always do, but this is sort of like a shorter one. We also wanted to sort of expand outside of our normal sort of graphical layout, the Skip Ace. But basically, from my understanding, I think you can describe a Skip Ace a little bit better than I can.
I could probably tell you what it is. So Skip Ace is basically an ace, so it's a hole-in-one for traditional golfers. Hole-in-one, and it skips off the ground and then into the basket. They're pretty rare, as well as this beer, because it's already sold out.
Is it something that people try to do, or is it just something that happens?
No, there's a hole, 16. I was with this guy, and it's like maybe 250, which is a short hole. And this guy grabs a driver, max distance driver, and I'm like, what are you doing with that? And he's like, I'm just going to try and ace it. And he throws an ace off the ground into the basket. I'm like, are you kidding me?
His name was Skip.
No, it was Eric, but yeah.
His name is Skip.
His nickname is Skip now.
Yeah.
It's super cool to see, and it's also super cool to see on the label.
That's fantastic.
This label's kick-ass. The funny thing about this label is because I was involved in doing this beer, So the brewer's name is Tim Scouten. He's a huge Yankee fan, right? So I said, this label would be so badass. You don't have to have my name on it. But if you just had a Red Sox hat backwards on the guy's head throwing the disc, that
You
would
would've
be
ruined it.
kick-ass. And Scouten goes, I would set myself on fire. So I was like, oh, I guess that's a no.
So Rob, so you were involved in the making of the beer. You and Scouten got together and talked about what you wanted
So
it to be,
basically, it was Terry Roddy, who is
He's also a Team Innova.
he's a team Innova guy. At our tournament, he came to me. He said it'd be really cool if we could get like a beer with a bunch of breweries. And I said, all right, I'll see what I could do. And then it kind of just progressed from there. I reached out to Eddie because Eddie helped sponsor Mike's tournament.
Yep.
And I was like, would you guys be interested in doing like a limited run beer and have it benefit Baltimore Disc Golf? They do a beer called Mr. Trash Wheel, which benefits Healthy Harbor. So to be in the same sort of idea. And Eddie was like,
Another
yeah, sure.
fantastic beer, by the way. If you haven't had Mr.
that's
Trash
actually
Wheel.
I think my favorite you guys
Yeah,
brew.
that's a
Appreciate
great
that.
beer. So it kind of just like developed from there, and then it came together way faster than I thought it was going to be. Because these guys were talking about doing an IPA, and I was just like, well, why don't you just do this? It's like in the experimental and like get that going, and we could do variants of it and see how it goes. So
I think the
clearly it's
experiment
done really
worked.
well. Yeah, it's done really, really well. Scouten called me one day, and he was just like, well, what do you want to do with this beer? And I was just like, well, I said I want it dry because we want people to drink it, and we don't want it.
while they're playing.
Yeah, too big an IBUs and like too big ABV. And he was like, all right. So I said, how about like a Zaka, maybe a little Simcoe to resin it up a little bit, make it kind of juicy and dry. And he was like, all right, we can do that. So that's really how it
And
came.
then Eddie made it
So
happen.
you're saying you're a
Place the order
beer
for
prodigy
labels, it all
in your
works out.
recipe writing.
So I was like, okay, that's cool. So yeah, so it's done really well. I'm proud of it.
Yeah,
I'm
Yeah.
proud of these guys for helping us out.
Yeah.
This
it's
whole
so
thing
awesome,
makes
man.
me feel a great pride for everyone
Kumbaya,
involved.
baby.
I mean, yeah, it's a real kumbaya moment because not only is the beer fantastic and it's helping out the club. The putting league is happening on top of that. I mean, it's a real coming together of different forces around Baltimore to do something good that works out for everybody.
Yeah,
Right,
it's super
exactly.
cool. It's just awesome.
It's a good community. It's a fun community.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Thank you guys for
Thank you so much for
no,
doing it.
everything,
man.
really.
It's
No.
awesome.
absolutely.
So cool.
Yeah, cheers, man.
Cheers.
All right, let's get a cheers in here.
Cheers
Cheers.
Guys, to Baltimore.
to Baltimore.
Baltimore. Peabody.